take the weight on my shoulders. As I feel the sky come down on me, and I can't hold it much longer. Gotta let go so I can be free. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Woo. Whatever the Dodgers and Padres did to get themselves ready for fall lineup-wise, it freaking worked. It's the FT Live post-game show after Game 2 in the Seoul Series. It's powered by MLB Rivals. Braun, Pierzynski, and Kratz with you. 15-11 Padres win. And Kratz, can we tell the world that we might have a special guest joining us in the next 5 to 10 minutes from Seoul to give us a breakdown of why it was so easy to see the baseball today?
We can, because he had 2 hits, but until he jumps on here, maybe we shouldn't say who it is, or maybe I should.
Yeah, leave it as a mystery, just in case the Wi-Fi ain't flashy out there.
Dude, one thing they have in Seoul is good Wi-Fi.
That is true.
And if I had to hear about the facials they give each other over there one more time on the broadcast.
I was not listening to the national broadcast.
No, it was Dodgers and National.
Really?
And ESPN. Oh,
what were they talking about?
How many good face creams and face stuff they use? And
were they all doing spa days out there?
I guess. I don't know. But at one point, I think Joe and Ora were talking about Mookie at one of them.
Well, whatever he did worked.
Listen, right now.
He is an MVP candidate.
Listen, right now, Mookie Betts is going to win the MVP.
Yes.
No, I know it's only 2 games, but listen, the way he played shortstop, and obviously the way he swung the bat, but the way he played shortstop, he's going to run away with it. If he stays healthy and has the year he had last year, and he plays shortstop the way he played in these 2 games, he will run away with the MVP this year.
What about Ronald Acuna Jr.?
He'll run away with it as a shortstop because his defensive numbers are going to be so much better, and everyone looks at the metrics now, and if he's playing shortstop instead of right field or second base, he'll run away with it.
Wow. Kratz, your thoughts?
I don't know. 2 games of defense. A little shaky McGrady, but we'll see.
He bobbled shaky?
The one. He bobbled the one double play ball that was essentially just to his left.
And listen, dude, for a guy that played right field and second base to move into shortstop in the big leagues, listen, he did pretty damn good. He's only going to get better. Listen, he's gonna, if he does what he does, he's gonna win the MVP.
I am not saying what he did isn't impressive. I'm saying I don't know that he's necessarily going to get that much better. I don't know. Like, is that how it works? He's just going to automatically get better at it.
Well, as he gets more comfortable.
I'll give you another overreaction city after 2 games in Major League Baseball from the Dodgers and the Padres. Yesterday's post-game show that we did included some conversations about the Pods lineup, especially in the 6 through 9 range. Did we overreact?
Yeah, no.
No?
You did not overreact. I think you were totally fine with it. I get it. It worked out today, but that is going to be their Achilles heel. I think Campusano, he's hit his entire time in professional baseball. So I think he's going to move out of that range. But 6 through 9, if you have guys like J.D. Martinez and Tommy Pham out there, you can't tell me you're not upgrading one of those guys. I know some of it's dictated on the fact that Machado is getting the DHs right now, but you need his Gold Glove defense at third base.
Let's run through highlights as we talk because the highlights might take an hour. There were so many knocks. There were no extra base hits in Game 1. And then just hard contact city from the jump, which included the Padres blitzing Yamamoto in his MLB debut for 5 runs. And he couldn't find the zone. Pitches weren't effective. When he was in the zone, they were hitting it. When he was out of the zone, they weren't touching it.
This was the worry, right? We talked about this is why I didn't want him starting Game 1 because you could at least get him a game in. But at some point, he's going to have to pitch, and he just looked nervous. And this was the one knock on him in the spring. And I know people say it's Arizona, it's different, but he couldn't throw his split first strikes, and guys weren't swinging at it. And he couldn't throw his breaking pitches first strikes in the spring, and guys weren't swinging at it. So listen, give the Padres a ton of credit. They didn't chase. They made him work. He threw 43 pitches in 1 inning.
Mm-hmm.
They put a 5 spot up, and I know the game got close, and it was a very entertaining game if you like offense. But as we talked about yesterday, you get into the weak underbelly of these teams, and we saw it today. That's how you get these 15-11 type of games. Defense wasn't very good for the Dodgers today. Our guy Max Muncy had a couple errors. Hate to call him out, but listen, I mean, it was an entertaining game, and the fact every time you think, oh, the Dodgers are going to come back, and then all of a sudden, the Padres score again. But yeah, the story for me is, one, the Padres offense, how they worked Yamamoto, and then 2, Yamamoto's just ineffectiveness are the biggest things.
Mm-hmm.
Xander scared the fastball right out of the zone first pitch of the game. Like, it, AJ. How many times do we sit there and go, oh, great, that was selfish of you. You hit the one fastball we're going to get the rest of the day, and now everybody's getting sliders and splitters. Well, they did, and they weren't close. Like, people were saying on Twitter, oh, he's tipping. He wasn't tipping. The pitches weren't that close. He was not ever – the ball was rarely in the zone to get a good swing if you think it's a fastball.
Agreed. How many times do you see a guy – I mean, you used to see it all the time. I saw it. Guys would get scared of their fastball as soon as a guy hit it. And there's a guy coming out. He's all, Mike Tyson, everyone's tough until they get hit and punched in the mouth or whatever. And what happened to Yamamoto is what you just said. Xander Bogaerts' first pitch was like, this dude's throwing me a heater, and I'm going to mash it. And he got on base, and he started it. And then he just ran away from it. And then he was behind in the count to everybody. And then he had to throw a fastball, and they were ready for it. It's you see it a lot more than people realize that guys will run away from their fastball once it gets hit.
You also don't see guys go 43 pitches game 1 of the 2024 season.
No.
First time you're ever in the bigs.
No.
For a team that was leading the charge almost a decade ago to take out starters when they had a no-hitter alert in the 7th inning, I mean, the Dodgers are usually very careful. They take care of their pitchers, and they think about the postseason. I just was surprised. So is the Dodger broadcast. I listened mostly to the Dodger side as I did Padres side yesterday, and they were like, as he was getting towards the 30 mark, they were like, he can't have many more left. And they were like, 35 has to be the cap. And then they're going past that, and you're like, I guess they're going to play out
usually
the inning.
30 is a limit in 1 inning. For even a guy like in July and August, like, if you get over 30 pitches, Kratz, I know, like in high school, I talked to the head coach all the time. I'm like, listen, dude, you can't let your pitcher, because, they have bad innings in high school. They walk some guys. And I'm like, you can't let a kid throw 40 pitches in an inning. Like that's just not good, because they get tired. 43 is a lot. And listen, Dave Roberts was kind of stuck, and he probably wanted him to get out of the inning and at least walk off with something positive. But 43 pitches is a lot of pitches in 1 inning.
And you have not only a rested bullpen, the season just started, but then you get to rest everybody for a week. Like, it sucks, right? But you can completely unload and bring everybody in and empty the place.
He knows if he gets 3 innings out of them, the Dodgers probably win this game, because they don't have to go to so many of the underbelly, like AJ said, or like Kenny Williams said. And so I think when he struck out, I think he was at 31 pitches, and he struck out his first batter, second batter. Something switched right around that 30 pitch mark, and they had somebody loosening up in the pen or in the basement, since it's not actually down the line. And then it just, 43, $325 million. You got to protect your guys, but I'm sure they know what he can do and can't do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you had the battle of the bullpens. I mean, I can make the case, though, that if Yamamoto was taken out, I think it was in like the early 30s range, and it was a 3-0 ball game. Maybe the Dodgers win that way.
But the problem is
the offense is crazy.
Because of what happened yesterday. I know Glasnow he went 5, right?
Yeah.
But the Padres kind of, because Darvish only went 3 2/3 yesterday too, right? So both these teams are kind of stuck, right?
Yeah, Musgrove was not great.
Musgrove only went 3 innings today.
I know.
So he wasn't great either. And then Michael King has to give multiple innings, which is why he's on the roster. They were counting on Grove giving him more. Vesia came in and was okay. Was there a pitcher that pitched that didn't give up a run other than who pitched the 9th for the Padres?
Let me check if anybody.
Didn't Suarez finish it?
Did Suarez finish it? Sorry, we were talking about other stuff, but if Suarez pitched, I mean, I think he's the only guy who didn't give up a run, maybe?
Suarez did not give up a run.
He's the only
was one in
pitcher.
the third, right? He entered in the eighth.
Yeah, but he's the only pitcher who didn't give up a run, I think.
And Yuki Matsui,
Oh,
two thirds. And you got two.
But he gave up the other guy's runs.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it
Not
was
my
not a
runs.
great day for the bullpens.
He gave up Michael King's runs, I think.
He did. He gave up Michael King's runs.
Yeah.
King gave up the home run to Mookie Betts. By the way, Ohtani looked really good. I mean, I know some of those balls were caught, but I mean, he was smashing balls. There was the one to right center. Whew. I mean, usually, you judge something off the bat, you're like, oh shit.
The one he hit in what was it? Yeah,
the one to right center
inning,
was,
I think it was.
yes,
Matsui,
it was,
yeah.
Hold on, bottom 7 to right center.
Yeah.
I mean, he had at one point, I think through 3 fly balls that went a combined over 1,100 feet, and they were all outs, I believe. Yeah, all outs. Just a lot of hard hit contact. So that actually gets me thinking, how much did it have to do with any other factors? Because everyone was hitting, and every reliever struggled. Like, is it easy to see the ball there, or did the offenses just really light it up?
I think hitting is contagious. I think they felt like guys weren't really throwing strikes, so they made them come into the zone. What's different? I mean, I don't know that anything's necessarily different. You get a guy like Jake Cronenworth going 4 for 4 in the 3-hole. Now Mike Schilt looks like a genius putting him in the 3-hole. This is the beauty of baseball, is when the top of your order does damage, your team, the rest of the guys don't feel like they need to maybe swing out of the zone. When you're in the bottom of the order, you have to just work counts and have good at-bats. So those guys kind of took the weight off of their shoulder, maybe. Obviously we're just surmising. Nobody was tipping, nothing like that. The pitchers they were throwing out there were still good big league pitchers. Just, it wasn't the Dodgers never really got to their elite guys out of the pen. And this is the difference in the playoffs. The playoffs, the guys that throw in the games are the elite guys. It's the Suarez, it's the Hader, it's the, you have to establish that, and they just never got to it. And credit to these guys for freaking banging today.
Just one of those games. Yesterday, nobody could hit. Now today, everyone hits. It's just one of those games where people were hot. And once, there's always one guy that didn't get a hit, and it just sadly was Kim in Korea, in his hometown, and the whole deal. I mean, listen, he looked like he was trying so hard, right? So hard.
Well, you've been in that spot. You all have, right? Where there's a certain game you have circled.
Oh, of course.
And we saw from Yamamoto, too. I mean, I'm not too concerned about him. He couldn't locate. He's got good stuff. But when you're pitching in a game like that, if you're Yamamoto, or really, if you're Ha-Seong Kim, and you are a legend in Korea, and everybody's getting knocks, and you're like, damn, I got to be the guy right now.
What was it? He came up with the bases loaded at some point, and you could see he flew out, and then he just took his bat and spiked it. It was because everyone was expecting him to do something, right?
Yeah.
And then Machado hit the home run. He came up in the 9th inning, and you could tell, and then I think he popped up again. He threw his bat again. You could just tell he was frustrated.
Think about the last 3-4 days for him too.
The whole week,
they probably have him running everywhere.
Well, I mean, he was taking the guys over to his house. They said, and his family was cooking for him, and he was giving them gifts, and he was showing them around. That's a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking to. Last year we talked about Julio Rodriguez a lot.
Well, he carried Seattle.
He was the host of the All-Star game, right? So he did everything.
Everything.
And the year before, I forget where the All-Star game, whoever it was. But whenever these guys are deemed the host of the All-Star game, it's they always struggle a little bit because there's so much they have to do other than just go out and play baseball.
And they don't get sleep. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Try hitting a baseball that's moving at 99 miles an hour when you slept for 3 hours. You're doing appearances, you're hosting people. It's freaking crazy. So let's bring in our guest from the Seoul Series who just played in this Padres 15-11 barn burner. It is Tyler Wade from the field. Tyler, great to have you on. Great game for you and for the ball club. How fun was this entire series, but especially the win and the crazy scoring today?
Yeah, what's going on, fellas? Thanks for having me. Incredible series. It kind of had a playoff atmosphere the whole time. So it was electric. Fans were great. And, it was a great win today. And it's good to have a happy flight on an 11-hour flight home.
Yeah, I know you're going to be killing that spread after this game too. But You scored the first run of the Major League season this year. I did not have that on my bingo card. Tyler Wade scoring the first run of Major League Baseball 2024.
Come on, Kratz, you should know better than that.
I shouldn't have hated on you. But I sure as hell know, I watched these games, you didn't hit a single ball out of this ballpark in BP, did you?
Come on now. I had a couple of them, maybe 2 or 3, but you know that ain't me.
Stop. You know you were wearing those. Tyler Wade and Ryan Goins are the only 2 guys that wear compression shorts, and they're loose. So that's good defenders.
Oh man, dude, you're unbelievable.
Hey, Tyler, how was it early on in this game to get to Yamamoto? He's been talked about a ton, right? And you guys blitzed him and seemed like you had a good game plan.
Yeah, you know what? In our hitters meeting, we really dialed in on what we wanted to do and what we wanted to focus on. And hats off to the boys 1 through 9. We really stuck to that game plan. And obviously, as you guys can see, we knocked them out of the first inning. And that was just a testament of like how locked in we were. So the boys did good today, and it was a good game.
Well, Tyler, what was the game plan? I know going into it, you said, we had a hitters meeting and we're saying this and that, but what were you guys talking about? Like he couldn't throw his split and his breaking ball for strikes, so take it away. And then obviously X goes up there first pitch and whacks a single and scared him away from throwing his fastball for strikes. So, 43 pitches in 1 inning, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Bogey set the tone there. That was huge for us. But basically the game plan was just give him the bottom of the zone. Just get him up, push him out over, and make him throw strikes. Work the counts, and we did that 1 through 9 today. It was awesome, man. It was a fun game to be a part of, and the hats off to the Dodgers as well. That was a great game. They weren't out of it, and we weren't out of it the whole time. So that was awesome.
Dude, 3-2. What was that? Changeup you hit?
Cutter.
Got it.
Cutter, just like in Scranton. Hey, you guys lost a tough game yesterday, and then you go 26 runs today. And this whole trip, all the flights, everything, is this exhausting? Like, do you feel like they've taken care of you? Not from the Padres standpoint, but from, like, MLB. They feel like they've taken care of you and you're not going to be exhausted for the season.
MLB did a great job. So, the flight setup, the hotel, the schedule, everything was very seamless. I'm a little tired right now. I think a lot of the guys are a little tired, but I think you don't really even think about it too. Just the transition of everything, it was super easy. But yeah, it was a long week, and I think the boys were just happy to be here. And you know how it goes too. Like once the adrenaline kicks in, you kind of forget what time it is anyway. So it wasn't too bad at all, honestly.
Hey Tyler, at least you guys get to carry this momentum over right into the regular season. Oh wait, you get to go back to spring training. So congratulations, you get to go back to Peoria.
How about that, huh?
Play some exhibition games again.
Man, that's crazy. But good thing we're in San Diego. It's a good thing we don't got to go back to AZ. But it's going to be a little weird having the weekend off after, getting locked in for these 2 games. And like I said, feeling like they were playoff games. So kind of having a nice weekend to readjust and then, kind of get our feet wet again against Seattle and then back at it again. And I think we got San Fran, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tyler, can you give me a little more on the ballpark experience? What is this ballpark like? What's unique about it? And did you come across any like fun fan encounters with them doing cheers? Obviously, we hear it on the broadcast. Yeah, we're getting a good view right now. How different is it out there?
I kept saying this. It kind of felt like a high school football game with all like the drums beating and the chanting. The environment was really cool. The field itself, it kind of reminds me of playing in Toronto. Like the turf, the dirt, my back's killing me. You guys know how that goes playing on turf. But the field's great. The playing surface is unbelievable. The box was great. Clubhouse is really nice. I think they redid everything here before we even got here. So yeah, it's been incredible, man. I enjoyed my week here, but I'm excited to get home. That's for sure.
Could you guys could fans take that same energy, that like winter ball, banging drums, all that stuff into games, or you feel like that'd be kind of too much?
I liked it. I think louder the better, right? I enjoy that stuff. I like when the fans are into it, and I love when the fans are like at the edge of their seat too, right? I don't think it's too much at all. I enjoy it. I think Miami's they're like adding that to their fan experience this year, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Drums. You can bring in instruments.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's kind of like back in the day when in Cleveland they had that guy like banging the drum. I think that's a cool experience, right? That's like part of the home field advantage. So I'm for it.
I like it. Tyler, what was the one thing? Because I mean, every broadcast I watched Don Diego and Mud eat. You know, they're eating their way through Seoul, and then the Dodgers broadcast today they were showing everybody eating around Seoul. So what did you guys eat? That was crazy. What was it like being in Seoul? I mean, tell us about like the life of a major league player when you're walking around and everybody's like, oh, that guy's a big leaguer.
Yeah, it's you kind of feel like a rock star out here. Obviously, everyone knew there's a lot of buzz in the city that we were coming into town. So walking around, like the culture and the fans were great. They're very welcoming. Even walking around, I mean, I'm not a big name person, but just like walking around the mall was kind of tough. So I couldn't imagine for like a guy like Manny or Bogey or Toddy. So the experience has been great. The food wise, we've had quite the experience. We've had really good Korean barbecue. Kimmy set us up on a really cool spot. We had like a little team dinner there. The food's been incredible. I'm not really an adventurous eater, but out here, I had to double down and try everything. So food's been great out here. I loved it. Culture's great. They're very welcoming, and man, it was one hell of a week for sure.
I need you to be real for my last one, okay? I need you to be real. Don't smile.
Come on, Kratzy. Come on, Kratzy. You know I'm real, dog.
Are the Padres underrated?
Come on now.
I mean, you see what's out there. Are the Padres underrated? Are you guys a team to watch in the West?
I just think, dude, our lineup's as deep as they come. I think we have a bunch of ball players and grinders on our team. We obviously have the superstars. I just don't think you can count us out, and I think that kind of showed us tonight what kind of grit we have and the depth that we have in our lineup. So yeah, I call it what you want it, but I mean, I think we're one hell of a ball club, and it's fun to be a part of. And the one thing I do like in Kratzy, you can attest to this just because we played together. We've done some playoff games together. The energy is very contagious around here. We have some young guys, and then we also have like the mix of the vets, and I think that's very important. Man, so I mean, from day one I've stepped in here, the environment's been sick. So yeah, I don't know, call what you want to call it, but I think we're a really good ball club.
Yeah.
And last one from me, because it just happened. Dylan Cease, dude, just joins the ball
Man.
club. Did you guys get fired up? And how was he? Like, just waking up basically in Korea and being like, okay, I guess I'm a Padre now.
Fired up. I think when the boys, the room was buzzing when we got him. Obviously, we were leaving to Korea that day, and I think he flew commercial out here, and I heard the flight was like 90 degrees on that, so he got a little sauna and sweat in before he got here. But yeah, he's been a great addition, man. Like I said, it just makes our rotation even deeper with you, Kinger, and now add in Cease, man. We're one hell of a team, and I'm excited to be playing behind him right now.
That's awesome, Tyler.
Hey, hold on, before he goes, I'll see you next Saturday, Tyler, because I have the Giants Padres game. So if you have any wisecracks for Kratz, you can just tell them to me in person.
I can't wait. There's some stuff Go ahead.
Yeah, no, tell me whatever, and I'll make sure that I tell him on the air to embarrass him.
Perfect. I was going to say I'm going to have to give him some heat, but I'm going to have to get some ammo because I know Kratzy's a little witty. So.
You ain't got no heat. Don't bring it. Just get on your PJ. Get in your private little suite on the plane. I'm Tyler Wade. I started at third base over Manny Machado. This is me. Look at me.
Save it, bro. What a treat that you guys get to work with Kratzy on a daily basis, huh? Good night.
Every single day, dude.
Every day we get it.
Tyler, thanks for doing this, dude. Awesome to see you out there. Safe travels back, and AJ, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you, Tyler Wade. Appreciate you. From the San Diego Padres and their win 15-11 over the Dodgers. Super cool to get the glimpse, too, of the ballpark. Some of the fans in the chat were like, hey, you nailed it as a cameraman, too. It was like nice and smooth, gave us the panoramic of what we were working with. Yeah, he is. He knows
how to wield a camera.
Selfie stick.
Not a bad looking fella either, Kratz. Are you jealous of like his flowing locks and his perfect beard?
Perfect beard, just boyish good looks. But he didn't even get to it. He's got slight hips, so that's why he doesn't have very many homers. So whenever he gives you some ammo towards about me, just make sure he knows that he's got thin hips.
I hope he's still listening. I hope he's still watching as he heads back to the clubhouse. So we'll put a bow on this post-game show since our regular show is almost starting. We'll have regular FT 11 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, so we'll go over this game. We will go over the Ohtani news. I know tons of fans asking us. We will unload everything that we think about what happened there with his interpreter, Ippei, getting let go, obviously. So we'll talk all about that, Michael Lorenzen signing, etc. So we'll see you on that show. And also we have a special announcement. A new member of the FT fam will be joining us on Foul Territory, and then that new member will be hosting Fair Territory with Ken Rosenthal live. So a lot to get to. This is a crazy day for us. So thanks for watching the post-game show of the Seoul Series Game 2 matchup with the Padres taking down the Dodgers 15-11. This whole show was powered by MLB Rivals. It is free to download, so make sure you go check that out. And also, it is real-time action, the next generation of mobile games, and it's the newest, best-looking mobile baseball game out there. I promise you that. Check out this clip for proof.
In the heart of every baseball season, a symphony of cracking bats,
stomping cleats, and roaring crowds fill the air.
but amidst the cheers,
There exists a rivalry that transcends the game itself.
when facing tough rivalries,
We have more than our team backing us. We have our fans.
no matter where we are,
Or who we're playing,
everyone's with us.
we gather for the love of the game.
We watch as history is made, and
We play for our city.
download MLB Rivals 24.